Hello, I'm IBX and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. And today we're going to be doing some science with Toycat, or really it's going to be some figuring out science of Toycat, because I figured there is a brand new science, or it's officially actually the chemistry add-on for the Minecraft Education Edition. But, you know, to me that wasn't too great, because, like, I don't play the Education Edition, but they brought it into the regular Minecraft Bedrock engine, and this means that anyone can play around with it if you want to. And there's a lot of really interesting stuff in there that I really want to play around with, but it's quite complex. You've surely seen, like, oh, there's balloons, there's stuff like that. But if you try and dig into this sort of thing, you're like, okay, how do I find underwater TNT? How do I find underwater anything? And you're like, okay, so I'll just search for balloon, or I'll search for underwater TNT. But the truth is you won't find any of it, because to make all this stuff, it's not in the creative inventory. You have to do it yourself, so you have to learn some science to play around with this. And a part of me loves that, and a part of me hates that. But I think it's cool that, like, learn some science. That's what we're doing in today's live stream. So let's start with the easiest recipe. This is like the one that everyone looks at and they see, because it's how to make, if you want to make some balloons. So it's fairly simple, because, oh, by the way, there's 4 tools. So there's 4 tools that everything is made with, and then you craft some things sometimes. But yeah, let's, you know, so technically it's 4 tools and a crafting table, but, like, is the crafting table a tool? Let's not count it. So we've got 4 tools here, and we're going to start by talking about the element constructor. This is how you make elements. Obviously in creative, you can just give yourself them, but sometimes it's faster just to be like, oh, I want some carbon, I think it is. So we just place 2 of these, 1 of those, and we get, oh, that's how you get helium. Oh, it's 1 of each to get some carbon, or some hydrogen. So 1, 1, 0, and that gives you some hydrogen, the most basic element in the periodic table. And then you're going to want to get some carbon, which, if I'm not mistaken, is 6, 6, 0. Or something along those lines. So 6, 6, and then you need a few neutrons in there. And there you go. 665 gives you some carbon. And there you can see, now we've got some carbon, now we've got some hydrogen. Then you go over to this thing right here. You can combine these 2 things together. Again, there's meant to be science behind all of this, but you take 5 carbons, you take 8 hydrogens, and then magically you got some latex. As you can see, this is latex right here. You can take it as many times as you want if you're in creative. Then we're going to give all of that stuff back to ourselves. Then you can take that, for instance, you can craft it using, I believe, there's a lead required, there's some helium required, which I might have just crafted, I might not have. Let's go craft some helium, because it's the easiest element. I accidentally did it by accident anyway, so let's do it on purpose now, right? So 2, 2, and then 1. That gives us some helium, so we'll grab some of this too. Also, big thank you, Adam Jackson. I asked the dev for seagrass and monuments. That'd be pretty cool if that was like a rare variant of it. I'd be totally down, Adam Jackson. I like your idea. Also, thanks so much for the Australian $2.99 super chat, and thank you for the second one saying, and they said they'll see. I mean, sounds pretty possible to me. I'm excited, I'm excited. So we're going to need some dye as well. I just realized if you want to have balloons, you're going to need some dye. So we're going to grab some of that as well. But just having these 9 ingredients. So again, this is like a simple recipe, by the way. But, like, all you need is this stuff together, and then you can place it in the crafting table. So this is like the outside of the balloon. It's latex. Then the inside of the balloon is helium, because that's what makes it float. And, oh, that's sodium. Telling the elements apart is tricky. And then at the top, we have the dye, and then at the bottom we have a lead. And that's how you do this. So if you want to have an orange balloon, you go like this. And look at that, I've just crafted a balloon. So, again, this is just scratching the surface of these recipes. It's pretty intense how far this goes down. So big thank you for the Australian, I guess like 2 donations in a row. That's basically 1 mega donation. So thank you for the 5 Australian 98 cents. Are they called cents in Australia? I'm pretty sure they are. If it's called the dollar, they're probably called cents. So balloons can be placed onto fences, or they can be tied to animals. And I'm sure this is the part of the update that you've all seen and you're like, I need to do that. How do I do that? But if we find any mob, which is unlikely because it's a mesa biome, but if we go over to this iceberg biome, we'll find a polar bear. And you know, the polar bear is really sad because guess what? Look how far the polar bears have made it inland here. But polar bear's really sad because his ice cap has melted. You know what the solution is? We fly him off to space. So if you place the balloon on the polar bear, apparently you can't place it on the polar bear. Am I doing something wrong here? I thought you could. But you can place balloons on pretty much any mob, and that's kind of that. So we'll grab a lighter mob just to confirm that my balloons are not dysfunctional, and I didn't use the wrong amount of helium or something. So let's grab me a spawn egg for the chicken, because chickens definitely fly. As you can see, there's a chicken in a balloon, and the chicken flies away, because it's very light. For some reason, we can't attach it to the polar bears. What's that all about? Is that like animal cruelty or something? Let's see if we can attach it to squids. Or even if we can do it underwater at all. You can't put it on all mobs, it seems, so it's like conditional. But you can also put them on little fence posts, so that's kind of nice. Toycat, is this real? Looks fake. I know it's weird to see this like built into the main game itself, but it is possible. It is going to be part of the main Bedrock engine in the future, which is cool if you like playing around with science. Because again, a lot of this stuff gets me curious. Like, oh, didn't know you could. You don't realize how simple all of the science in the world around us is, and apparently a lot of it is fairly simple. So we can tie that to that balloon, tie it there, right there. I think we can also let it go, and then it flies away. If that's the thing we want, you can also pop it or punch it a little bit. Balloons have their own little physics. It's kind of wacky. It's kind of cool. And we'll put one back here just as a reminder that, like, yep, we made one thing succeed, even if nothing else. So, like I said, that's kind of the most basic of the stuff you can make because there's a lot of compounds required for what we're doing next. But let's start with another easy one that we can do without any real complexity because this is to show how magnesium works, I believe. All you need is some torches and some magnesium. You magically, I think this is magnesium. So I think it's torches and sodium. You combine the two things together, and then magic happens. If I'm not mistaken, again, there's a lot of complexity and confusion in this one. So, free sodium? No, it's not that way. Again, there's so basically, if we want to do this, we need to have. It is magnesium. I just don't have any magnesium, or I can't see it. Is this magnesium? We're going to need to grab some magnesium. So, again, there's two ways we can get magnesium. We can look up the value, and we can type it in here. But because I'm not like that so inclined, we'll do it this way. So we'll grab some Oh, I don't know how to do backspace on this. Wait, magnesium. You know, I should have just looked in the chart. There's our magnesium. So if you could just combine magnesium with your torches, then they'll suddenly, all of a sudden, like magically, they'll turn into underwater torches. So if you don't know, magnesium's super bright, as I understand it. So, boom, underwater torches. So, in case you're curious, none of this stuff is coming to the base game that we know of in the future. But stuff like this is really cool to see, because look at this. It's a magnesium torch. I think it's that cool on land too. But, like, look, it's a way to torch underwater. To me, it just seems to make sense. And it's another a good example of, like, that's how that is. So, again, to get these features, you have to enable an Education Edition. And you can play this in Survival, yes, if you want to. Wait, where is it? I missed the name. Someone asked, can I do this in Survival? You can do all this in Survival, but, like, it doesn't enhance your learning experience. But, yeah, again, if you want to, and you can get these things, although I think you might need to go into Creative to get these things. Anyway, like, that's the thing you can do. So, next up, let's talk about something cool, because this is the material reducer. It can take any item in Minecraft, and it can tell you what elements it's actually made of. And as someone who loves taking things apart, like, it's like, oh, that's actually quite fascinating. What is TNT made of, for instance? And let's find out together, I guess. So, TNT. Never mind. It's meant to do any block in the game. But it doesn't know. Crafting table? Sad face. Maybe I'm using the wrong... Wait. Compound? No, okay, you're not... They said on the release that it did every item in the game. Because if we throw a grass block in there, for instance, then it will know, like, oh, guess what grass is made from? It's made from all of these things. It's made from 15 carbon, 64 oxygen, 6 oxygen, 8 nitrogen, 7 phosphorus. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Anyone else remember when the science teacher lit up magnesium? In our class, so maybe this is like me being a bad student again, but someone in my like near circle stole a whole box of magnesium when we lit that on fire, and it was like the brightest thing. So a fun fact. A little bit of magnesium makes a bright spark. A whole box of it, and it's literally like looking at the sun. Anyway, let's keep doing this. So let's make some underwater TNT next, because it's sodium and TNT we need for this. So I knew sodium was going to come in here sometime. If you had sodium... So again, these are just some basic ones I want to show off before we get into the more complex stuff. If you combine sodium and TNT, you get underwater TNT. What is this useful for? I guess we'll find out together, won't we? So as you can see, it places underwater, and it should explode underwater too. And maybe it does more damage? Maybe it's just... What'd you know? Explosions, but underwater. I just realized why this biome looks so weird. It's because of the... It's because it's got, like... This is the bottom. Ah, interesting. But anyway, as you can see, we can place stuff underwater. Doesn't matter how far underwater. Oh, levers work underwater now. I forgot about that. This is like updated aquatic meets science. It's kind of cool. Are the metals available in ore form, says Solid Ways? I don't believe so. I think they're just the elements. Material reducer only does raw materials. So what is a raw material? Like, what is a pumpkin made of? Is a pumpkin a raw material? I guess we'll have to find this stuff out, won't we? Let's do it. What is a pumpkin made of? Tell me, game. I want to know. Okay, it's not a raw material. What is a raw material? Oh, it's stone? You know, I'm gonna end stone. That probably doesn't tell you. Oh, obsidian. Let's see what obsidian's made of. That has to be a raw material, right? It has to be. Oh, okay, so it's made from 3 oxygen, 64 oxygen, and 33 silicon. I wonder how they get those numbers. Is that the balance to... Either way, let's take some silicon for later. And now... Oh, and now we can't have our obsidian anymore. How sad. Oh, it forced me to take it when I left the thing. Oh boy, when I heard it could blind you, I literally freaked out when someone lit it up. It's like really unlikely to do so. I wouldn't recommend that. So again, how do we activate education mode? In the settings, I don't know if it will show me it, but just below here, there's an education edition slider. Mine's apparently turned off, but if you turn it on, then you'll get this. That's how you turn it on. It's right here in sheets. Doesn't count as a real thing. So yeah, is this coming to all platforms? All Bedrock platforms will have this, even the Switch, which is cool if you ask me. Okay, let's do some more cool recipes, shall we? Because there's a whole bunch of them. So we're gonna combine some polyphene and some hydrogen peroxide to get something going here. So I don't know how we're even gonna craft that, but we'll have to work that out, I guess. So, oh, big thank you, Adam Jackson, for the 2 Australian 99 super chat. Secret creepers blow up in water, not like before. Yeah, I heard that's a thing in this update. I don't know if it's intentional or not, though. Also, good to see you, Kit Kats. Thank you for coming along anyway. So okay, how'd you unlock this? I think I just showed it off. You go into the settings. There's a secret little menu over there. As you can see, it's wonderful. So yeah, let's go back to this and let's talk about some of the other stuff here. Because if you want to, so again, we're gonna have to get so many elements going on here, but that's just the price we're paying, it seems. So I'll just remove all of this. We're gonna try and get some which is I guess you can't just search. Oh, vanadium. That's an odd one. But we're going to try and get some, I guess, would be sodium, right? Because want to hear a chemistry joke? And then Cl would be like chloride? I know that's what you call it. You know, let's just look for a Cl. So we go to, we scroll down and we try, so by the way, you can look at all the things here. We're going to try and find a Cl. That's going to be harder than I figured, actually. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it is chlorine, okay. I was like, chloride? That can't be an element, but it's chlorine, I guess. So if you combine some Na and some Cl together in the compound creator, so we got some NaCl, if you will. I think it's a 1-to-1 ratio. I'm not honestly sure. I think it's Na. Cool. It's not. There is a more complex ratio. So what the? Okay, you know what? This is actually beyond my power level. So we're just gonna keep playing around with them until it magically goes to be a thing. Maybe it's like, it has to be 1-to-1. You can't do 6-to-6. But anyway, fun fact. So sodium is like kind of bad by itself, and chlorine is really deadly. But you combine the two, and you get table salt. I always thought that was shocking, and I was in class, and I was like, "You're messing with me, right?" And my teacher would be like, "Nah, you combine these two things, and you get salt." And now I look at salt, and I'm always like, you know, if it goes wrong, suddenly everything's all gone there. But anyway, we're gonna need to turn this into some, what was it? Some hydrogen we're turning it into polyphene, which we do by again. I've got like a big old list here to help this. We need to take some C2H4, and then times 5. So C2H4. Oh, I've got all the things I need for that. So we're gonna take our salt. Be done with it. So we need to take C, which is carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.14 seems like a really big update. It has a lot. Yeah, they updated Caustic. I think it's one of the biggest updates they've done in a while. And then it got bigger, and it's like, now it's the even bigger update they've had in a while. And I think the simple answer is like, it's gonna be a pretty huge one. So 4 of these. No, is that not how? Oh, it's C2. 4 of that. So this should magically work. No, I don't understand this at all. No, it's 5 of each. So 10 to wait. Yeah, maybe we need like 10 of one and 20 of the other, maybe. Let's get some more of both these things. But yeah, it's kind of a messy process getting this going. So we're gonna grab some carbon because we need to fix this. Doesn't like mods. Your teacher would be like, nah, cool. Honestly, you know, also I just got that. Nah, cool. I get it. I missed that. So we're gonna grab some carbon. We're gonna grab some hydrogen. We're gonna get this thing really going. For some reason the stacks don't just line up magically, but there we go. And then some hydrogen. Again, it's the most abundant element in the universe, I want to say, because there's no complexity to it, or something along those lines. So there we go. Let's go back to the table. Let's work out... Okay, so C2. Oh, big thank you, Mario Maniac, for the £1 super chat. Did you know 79 achievements have appeared for Bedrock, Switch, and Xbox Live? Oh, that means they're really, really far into the process. I usually follow the achievement websites to keep an eye on that sort of stuff. But it's exciting to know that they've... reached that stage. So yeah, now we gotta get, I think it's 8 in one stack, or like 10 in one stack, and then 16 in another, which is surprisingly tricky to do. You know, okay, I don't know scientific notation. Does anyone here know, like, it says C2, H4, and then times 5. So there we go. Okay, look at that, look at that. So this is how you make polythene. That was a lot of complexity. Also, Adam Jackson says that's all for this stream. No more super chats. Thank you so much for the 4 super chats, regardless, Adam Jackson. It lighted up. It lit up. I guess not lighted. It lit up my stream almost as much as those underwater torches. In fact, I would wager even more than the underwater torches. So as you can see, polythene, polyethylene, polyethylene is a cool little gas. So this is you in my life, Adam Jackson. This is you in my life. There we go, sparkling. So, we take the polyethylene now. This is a very complex recipe. And then we're going to take some dye, and then we need some hydrogen peroxide. So hydrogen peroxide is, it's actually used to dye hair, if I'm not mistaken. Again, it's one of these examples of just like, oh, apparently you can combine two fairly normal things and get something not normal. But it's H2O2. So it's literally the same as water, but then a little bit wackier. So H2, and then we go O2. Also, big thank you, Caden, for the $4.99 super chat. You say hi, I say hi right back at you. Thank you so much for the super chat. And also, thank you to King Hectic. We got a super chat craziness today. Thank you both of you for the super chats. You know what we're going to get as a result of that? We're going to get some glow sticks. My life has been lit up even more than both those things. Chlorine, the liquid in that stops swimming pools from being contaminated with urine. Yeah, chlorine is used in chlorine gas. I think it's one of the most deadly chemicals that humans have ever used in each other. Also, mods on Minecraft and Xbox. Add-ons will work for the Xbox Bedrock version, not for the Xbox other version. Okay, now we finally got all this stuff together. Here's the payoff. Here's what we've been waiting for. So we get all of our polyethylene. Polyethylene? I don't know. We make a little thing like that. We grab our hydrogen peroxide, and then we grab a piece of dye. We'll just use orange again, because, like, it's here anyway. And then, as always, first time you do something, it's going to be a little bit of a mistake. I guess maybe we have, like, one of these. Oh, no, I cleared my hotbar. No, I hate my life. I meant that. Okay. So, I did something wrong here. Maybe you have to combine this in the compound machine. Because that's definitely meant to be the recipe. Also, Kissa says she loves that schools would actually use this. I think it'd be really a much more interactive way to show, like, being able to make anything in a game is cool. Being able to make it in Minecraft itself. Okay, you can't make it in there. So what did I do so wrong? I've got the recipe right here. It has to be combined color dye, polyethylene times 6, lumino. Oh, there's a lumino in there. One of these was a lumino, another thing. So I need to find what lumino is. So if you want to know how to make a lumino, then all you need to do is get C8, H7, N3, O2. Fortunately, I have all those things besides nitrogen. Nitrogen is I actually don't know what nitrogen does in the world besides, like, being in all breathable air and also being on other stuff. Also, how do I get add-ons for Minecraft, Bedrock, and Xbox? Right now, there's no easy way. I think if you put them on a USB stick, then put them in your Xbox, it might work. But the easiest way is just to wait until they'll be downloadable for Xbox Live, which is something you can expect. So nitrogen, again, it's really high up here. It's a basic element, so we grab some nitrogen. I'm not even, like, trying to mess with you. The recipe is genuinely this complex. So we grab 3 nitrogen, as I have right there. We grab 2 oxygen, 1, 2. Then we grab some carbon again. Everybody loves carbon. And we gotta get 8 of this. See, this is how complex the modern world is. Like, at first my thought was like, wow, it's really easy how you get this stuff done. But some of this is like, oh my gosh. People have to do this to make these things. And then 7 of these. There we go. And now that's lumino. It looks suspiciously like polyethylene. In fact, can you tell the difference? I think you'd be lying if you could. Okay, so now we do the exact same thing we just did. In fact, let's grab a new dye. Let's make this special with a ToyCat special one. Chemical warfare in Minecraft, says that one guy. I mean, one can wish. That'd be a cool way to teach kids about like the value of science, right? Like, now we're gonna have a PvP match. You're gonna have some chlorine gas, and you're gonna scream about the Geneva Convention, and it's gonna be a great time. Maybe that's just me. That thinks that. Okay, so we need to get some dye. I just can't navigate these menus. I get like distracted. We're gonna grab some light blue because everybody loves light blue dye. And if you don't like light blue dye, then you're wrong. And oh, big thank you, Swanton Zombie, for the responsor. Really appreciate you joining the sponsor crew again. Does this have all the elements on the periodic table, says Casey? I believe it has all the elements, even the really like wacky ones that never come up in the real world. I'm not sure why it has the wacky ones, but I guess I appreciate it. Yeah. Gotta love that. I mean, it's hard not to love that song, right? Anyway, so then we add some lumino over here. What did I do wrong this time? Did I use the wrong... What have I done? Oh, this is latex. We need hydrogen peroxide. So this is how you make a sparkler. I think that's the most complex amount I've ever gone in through for this. But now, oh, this is a glow stick, sorry. What the heck? What? Oh, and I lit it up, I guess, by doing that. And now it has, like, a health. Does it glow when I'm, like, swimming? What is this, like, for caves or something? I have a glow stick, but I want to know why I want a glow stick. Is it just a glowy thing? Did we do all of that for a glowy thing? Yeah, I guess it glows in all conditions. Super weird. Okay, so that's the thing we just worked out. It's not that useful, but we made a glowing stick. Woo! It said it was a sparkler. Maybe I've got a different definition of sparkler. Because in the UK we call sparklers the things that like you light and then they burn and make pretty lights. The Envenom says, can you make something unstable or radioactive? Radioactive. I actually don't know about that one. I think the most like ridiculous thing you can make is probably like the TNT based stuff. I don't think you, again, there is radioactive materials, but I don't believe you can make them. So what's your favorite element? I didn't realize it ran out. Also says one zombie. Yeah, we should totally get more emojis for the sponsor crew. I wish I knew like an emoji designer, someone who like did that, you know, because I'd totally be on board with that. Okay, so next up we're gonna try and make because we got a few of these going on. Let's make some hardened glass because we've got TNT. Let's see if we can strengthen that with some glass. So we need aluminium oxide. And we need some Boron Trioxide. Oh gosh. You know what? Let's start simple. Let me just show you one of my favorite things you can do. We're gonna grab 3 buckets of water, which are found here somewhere. Did they move them back to here? No. There's 3. We need 3 water. Oh, you make water probably with elements. So H2. Fun fact. You know what the most useful element for a human is? It's H2O. Oh. Yeah, H2, and then O1. It's weird. Again, the exact same elements that make water. If you just add more oxygen, suddenly it's like hair dye and it's highly, highly poisonous. But you get water, you get some sodium, and then you get some hypochlorite. Hypochlorite? What the heck is hypochlorite? Okay, so you get all these things together, and suddenly, I guess it's an element that I haven't heard of. Yeah, but let me just show you if you're curious about the whole elemental table. We have literally from hydrogen over to like Look at all these things we have. It's insane. And then we even have like the crazy ones where it's like, oh, astatine, radon, francium, radium. Radium's pretty bad for you, by the way. Don't eat radium. Actinium, thorium, protactium, uranium. Again, I wish that you could make nuclear explosions. I just feel like that would be a cool use. Get people on board with science, you know? Plutonium, americium. So as a fun fact, all of the elements above this, like, all of these elements were discovered, like, really early on. But these last two rows were only discovered in the past, like, 150, 200 years. So people who got them, named them after something they cared about. So this was named after California. This was named after, I mean, you can work it out, right? Einsteinium, who would that be named after? Fermium, Mendelevium, Nobelium, after, I believe, the same Nobel of the prize, I assume. Rutherfordium, but you get a few named after places, like Seaborg, Darmstadtium, Colponium, and yeah, a few of these were named after Russian places. Moscovium. So yeah, oh, Tennessine. That's a new one. And then this is the last element on the periodic table. It's organicin. And yeah, all of these elements right here, they don't form naturally in the universe, if I'm not mistaken. And you can only make them form under really specific conditions for tiny fractions of a second. So you don't need to know about these. Like, they've got interesting names because they're recent, but like, you know, it's not a big deal. So yeah, let's go back into. Is this April Fool's? It's not April Fool's. Don't worry. So yeah, my favorite element, by the way, I don't know. I like the ones that are magnetic. It's really weird because if you look at the table, you can see elements together that have like similar properties to each other. So, for instance, I think it's nickel, copper, and zinc. These are the magnetic ones, or maybe they're not. I think iron might be magnetic. But yeah, they're all really close to each other. And then you can see at the top like all the gassy ones. There's interesting patterns to be found. But yeah, hydrogen. This is the most abundant in the universe, and this I don't believe, or this one can't be found naturally, if I'm not mistaken. Most of them are called different in Dutch, so this is very confusing. You'd figure you'd have all the elements be named the same. Like, it's like I've always been confused that some places are called different things in different languages. Like, I don't know, in Russia, it's like Mokba, and I don't know. I just feel like country names and place names. Now we're in an international world, we should just have an international standard. That's my feeling, at least. Anyway, that's separate thing, separate issue. So let's make some crude oil. Okay, so this is gonna be a fun one because so C9 and then H20. So fun fact, this is the most. It's not even the most valuable. Like people always say like oil's the most valuable thing in the world, but it's kind of not. But now we got some crude oil. And now we got this. It's like, oh, you just got to count down the seconds till you get invaded by America now, right? How do you get custom animations and sound on Streamlabs? Like for when people donate or sponsor. Thank you so much, by the way, Haunt Zombie, for the £5 super chat. The way I did it is you can set up, like, when you go into the settings, there's a setting for, like, on donation, play sound. Then there's, like, a list of sounds, but you can add your own sound to the list. Then there's a list of pictures. You can add your own picture or your own animation. That's how I got that one done. All the gassy ones. That's what they're called. So yeah, we got a bunch of oil now. It's great. America. And I don't believe crude oil is even used in anything. Like I used to think it was used in latex, but apparently I'm wrong on that one. But yeah, but let's make some other fun ones then, shall we? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some sodium acetate. The way we make that is another complex creation. So we want to add 2 carbon, which we have somewhere around here. You gotta grab 2 carbon. You gotta grab 3 hydrogen. 1, 2, 3. And then you grab some not gonna put sodium in there. And then you put some oxygen in there. So again, it's weird, like all these things, this right here is like oxygen a little bit, and this is like the basis of some deadly stuff. But you mix it together, you get sodium acetate, which is like mostly harmless, I want to say. Thanks, Toycat. You're welcome. Glad to help out. We're just going to throw those on the ground and then dig a hole so they get stuck in there. And then we patch up the hole with something else. Water TNT. Oh, I lost the water TNT. No, I have to make it again. How tragic. That's a reminder on why I should always place them down and not explode them. Okay, so next up, we're gonna combine the sodium acetate together. It's a really easy thing. We just grab 4 sodium acetate, which we have plenty of now. And guess what happens? I guess we have to do that in a combining machine or something. One of these things will do it. Okay, so this lab table, grab some sodium acetate. And look at that, it does some magic like that. You combine them. Oh gosh. And then we get this. This is an ice bomb. So, as you can see, you throw them and they make ice. I'm not sure on how accurate sodium acetate making ice is. But it's a cool idea, right? Like honestly, this would be a cool thing to add to regular Minecraft. I think anyway. Look at it, we got ice bombs. I think that's cool. It's okay. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna try and freeze those salmon into a hole or something. I guess you can't, they're trapped underwater. I guess you can't. Can you freeze underneath water if you throw it underneath? Oh, you can. You can. Oh no, you can't. Oh yeah, you can. Okay, that's actually quite useful. This would be a cooler item, right? Who would be down to see this on all platforms? I would be down. I'd be more than down. So is watering potions being removed? No, but their water vision effect is... what is... This is so weird looking. Let's freeze it. That's my solution. So we're going to put these in a special place. A chest of some form? I guess we need to go find a chest. So let's get a chest going on here. Because I want to keep coming back to these later. But for now, that's what we've experimented with. We've got like balloons, we've got ice cubes, we've got all these things. Because we're going to have to start unloading some of these elements. Like salt, is that really going to come up again? I don't think so. So next up, we're going to try combining a few other pretty wacky ones here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a... I guess we'll try the sparkler. It's a little bit annoying, but it's fine. So you need to get any element in a chloride form. So we need some chlorine. Oh, big thank you, Yossi Yossi, for the £1.74 donation. They say, do you abolish one word from the English language? What would it be? If I could abolish one word, what would it be? Can I pick just all emojis? Or is that not a word? Also, can I jump on this fence? Oh, you can. If I had to pick any one word to abolish... You know, actually just be fun, I'd pick the. And then everyone would be like, I want to go to park. And then I'm going to bank. And I am from United Kingdom. You know, I feel like there'd be some fun to it. So, yeah, I'd have fun. Either all emojis, or if I can't pick that, I'll pick the word the as punishment for not being able to pick all emojis. Because I'm a fun person like that. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to grab some calcium chloride. So we need some calcium, which fun fact is an element, not a individual thing. In fact, we'll just search for it. It'll save some time. So Ca should give me either calcium or californium. One of the two. There you can see. Got some calcium. Going to grab a bunch of this together. Going to combine it with some chloride. So I don't know how much chloride to how much calcium, but let's just give it a shot, I guess. So let's find out. There we go. We got it. First shot. So if we combine some calcium chloride with a stick and with some magnesium. So we're going to need to stick first, but that's pretty easy to find, I think. There are the sticks. So if you combine these things together, look at what you can make. You grab your sticks. You grab your magnesium. So again, this burns really bright, as I believe we all do recall. And then you've got to grab some of whatever you want. So there's a bunch of different chlorides that will do it. Calcium chloride will do it. If I have any other chlorides, they'll do it. Apparently I don't have any other chlorides, but any chloride-based thing gives you a sparkler. So if you use the sparkler, it's going to light the same way. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So we're going to put this in our offhand for now, just to save some time. In fact, let's have the glow stick in one hand, the sparkler in the other one. This is what science is all about, guys. I would abolish entrepreneur. You don't like that free enterprise? Or you don't like people that call themselves entrepreneurs? Because, I mean, like, I don't think anyone likes people that call themselves entrepreneurs, right? That's not a thing people are on board with. Is that your triggering here squeaking? Yeah, it is. My bad, Ethan Roche. I need to get like a less. Let me check my controllers, see if they squeak as much. I guess yeah. I've used the controller so much. It squeaks a bit. Ah, what'd you know? Thank you for the tip. Because I always know I'm like a little bit too close to my microphone, my controller, but it's like where else do I put it? Because I can't really turn down the whatever. Thank you for the tip regardless. So I'm gonna put this sparkler. You know, let's just hold this like this. Hey, Toycat, you stood up for that ATP cheese bagel? Sure, man. Toycat, you can use da instead of the. Well, that would still be pretty funny if you ask me. Okay, so we got a couple more I want to try. There's a really complex one here, which is going to involve aluminium oxide and boron trioxide. So bear with me while we make both those things. So to make aluminium oxide, we need Al2 ox3. So just delete all of that. Grab some aluminium. So it's really controversial the way you say this. I want to say the British way is aluminum. No, aluminium. And in America it's aluminum. But like to me it's like it's not a big deal. But if you want it to be a big deal, then I think aluminium, it sounds a bit better, whereas aluminum has like that kind of charm to it, you know, ooh. But yeah, let's grab some oxygen, go along with it, because we're going to oxidize it, turn that into some oxide. Then we want to make some boron trioxide, which is going to involve some boron, everyone's second favorite element. I mean, it's no one's favorite element. It's a nice looking one on the table though. So then we grab the boron, and we grab the oxygen again, wherever it is. There it is. Then we got to remove 4 of this. Also, King Hectic says, how'd you get the science update? Thanks so much for the $2 super chat. You just have to enable the educational features in the new beta. You have to have the beta, and then you can enable this. So we got boron trioxide. Oh my god, this is so much for me to do. You drank the sparkler. Yeah, I drank the sparkler. What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna stop me? So now we combine these things with glass. Okay. So we've got to grab some stained glass of any variety we want. I don't know where glass is found, honestly. I guess it'd probably be in nature. I guess construction then? Okay, there we go. So we grab a stack of this. This is the most complex thing. But if you look right here, 1, 2, 3. Then we grab our borony aluminium magic. It should be aluminium. Aluminium? Aluminium? I mean, that's just skipping a U right there. That can't be a good idea. Then we gotta grab the... Oh gosh, I've got so many things here. If you grab these 3 things together, you get something called reinforced glass, or hardened red stained glass panes. Somehow, again, I'm not sure on the science here, somehow this hardens the glass and makes it basically impossible to destroy with TNT. So to give you a good side-by-side comparison. As you can... Oh, it's a more vibrant color too, so that might be useful for builds or something. I don't know, I'm an internet cat, I'm not a builder. So build up and up. I would say it's a lot easier to place glass like this now. That's a cool bedrock change. I don't know when they did that. But like, this is making my life a lot easier than it is on other platforms. Okay, so there you can see, same wall. Actually, this one block thinner, technically. So we're going to grab some TNT now. I kind of want to use water TNT. In fact, let's look for it. I can't have missed all the water TNT. Ah, but alas, I did. So we're just going to grab some regular old air TNT. And we're going to explode it. Just to show you the reinforced glass is a thing. Is it a cool thing? I guess that's for you to decide. Remove that. Get that going on there. Boom. Okay, I'm going to look away. I want to see both at the same time. Oh, well, that's not very useful, is it? I thought it was much more powerful than... I mean, like, it withstood a lot more damage. Hey, Toycat, been a while. How are you? Stay awesome, Silica. Oh, good to see you again, Silica. It has been a long time since the Mob Crush days. But it's good to see you again, and I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm feeling... yeah, I'd say, like, streams are going pretty well. Like, I'm still Still having a blast with the streaming, and in general, life's been doing pretty well. And I'm hoping the same is true for you, Silica. If you don't know, Silica's been a long time chatter from like a couple years ago now. Wait, it must be like 3 years ago now. It's weird that I've been streaming on YouTube that long, but yeah. I'll try my best to stay awesome, and thank you for the super chat, and thank you for showing up again. Good to see you. So let's try this one more time, because that's just depressing, you know. The glass placing change is most likely for PE players. It makes sense, but it's a change I'm on board with. Like, oh, it's so easy. I can just place glass. I don't have to like line up the block perfectly. So that's the thing. So let's do a couple more things before we go now, because I wanna show off that you can make some other weird things. Actually, you know, I wanna break down some materials. Can you break down a block of redstone? It is technically a no, you can't. So we're gonna try and grab any other compound or any other single block. We're gonna see what it's made of, and then we're gonna take the ingredients for reasons. Is brick? No, brick can't be. Slime? Hay? Yeah, hay bale must be like a block. No, it's not. Okay, you know, I don't understand anymore. I just don't get it. It's still gone. What's depressing is how you've not built a periodic table yet. You're not sure. You know, I'm on board with that idea. Let's do it. This is gonna hurt me a little bit. But you know, if we're gonna have an education edition world, we've got to have a periodic table, right? So, periodic table is gonna be super complex, but we'll make it out of hardened glass. Can you put item frames on glass? So we'll grab an item frame. Where are you at, item frames? First of all, we'll see if we can. Because I think it will... Yeah, it just goes on the front of it. I mean, we could make it out of different coloured glasses, but let's say things right now. The Mob Crush days were the bestest, Willy Hamster. Yeah, it's been some time since the... I sometimes miss them, and I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to do a drawing of Toy Cat stream again. But, like, that's a terrible idea on YouTube. Look at this and you'll know the meaning of life. Oh, that's weird. So we need to find a big old place to put this. We'll just make a big wall out of red stained glass. I guess that's how we'll have to do things. Let's make a periodic table. And let's make it behind the science elements. So a periodic table is 18 blocks wide. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we can just use a full block of, you know, we're stuck to this already, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, jeez. Well, okay, we ran out of space already. But that's fine. 17, 18, and then we'll round it off later. And then it needs to be 9 blocks tall. So 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Oh wait, why am I doing it like this? 9 blocks tall. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll connect this whole thing across. I guess it should be easy enough to place them. Honestly, this is so cool being able to like place glass like this. Don't know when they brought in this change, but I'm just happy with it. You can place the element on its own. Oh, what do you know? You can. I didn't realize they were blocks. They look like the items because they're square things. Well, I guess we're gonna have a background to it anyway then. So let's have a background regardless, because then you'll have something to see where the blocks aren't, I guess. And we're gonna make ourselves a periodic table. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna be exhausting, but it's gonna be worth it, I reckon. So, oh, for some reason, did you see this? Like, I'm shaking a little bit. Have I gone insane? Like, I'm getting like slightly dizzy from playing the game, and I'm not sure if I'm like losing it or if my... It stopped now. I swear I was shaking. Maybe it's the magnesium. What? Are you seeing this, or is it just me? Like, what is wrong with me? Like, it feels like my whole vision is going weird. Maybe it's like an optical illusion, but just affecting me. I'm not too sure. So we're gonna make a whole periodic table. It's gonna be great. So cat, build a wall and hide your oil. Good idea, Randy Fang. Good idea, Randy Fang. Why not use the fill command? I don't think the fill command works with the questionable blocks. You know, I made a mistake placing this. Let's just all admit that right now. Like, this is a lasting one with my mistake. No, you're shaking. I am shaking. You are seeing it? Just you. Okay, no. Some people are seeing it. Squares in Minecraft. Nonsense. So we're going to place all our stuff in the chest that's actually useful. So, peroxide, water. Just like, we'll grab it when it comes useful later. And I guess the sparkler too. And the crude oil. We're going to hide the oil somehow. Then we're going to place this in there. Delete this. And now let's make a periodic table in Minecraft. Let's do it. It's going to be fun. So I guess it depends which type of periodic table you're going for. Because sometimes hydrogen's like up the top. But in the one I'm looking at, the Wikipedia one, the hydrogen goes top left. So hydrogen is top left block. And then below hydrogen, you got lithium. Oh, we're gonna need to grab all these. It's gonna save me a bit of time if I just wipe it, and then we'll go down one by one by one. So next up, the second element is helium, followed by lithium, beryllium, lots of nonsense ones basically. So lithium goes here, beryllium goes here, and then boron's all the way by like helium. So we'll trade out hydrogen for helium. Because this one goes on the very edge this way. Because you know, things don't need to be simple. And then underneath this, there is neon, fluorine. I know that they put that in the water to make your teeth go well. And it makes me feel the tiniest bit like paranoid that like, wait, they can just put things in the water supply? that seems like something you shouldn't be able to do. Then we got Na. And then we got MG. And then we got Ow, which I actually do have around here. Oh, big thank you, Account on the Internet, for the Mexican dollar, I assume, MKD, 100 super chat. The heart of the sea is presumably going to be used for just making the conduit. Like, it could come in elsewhere, but I wouldn't say it's like assured. I wouldn't even say it's like likely. I would say it's most likely just going to be for that. But that's my opinion at least. So then we go scroll back down to aluminium. We're going to keep placing all of these things. It's going to be a beautiful periodic table. Like this is half of why you get this little add-on. Just so you can do this, I reckon. So then we grab some silicon, some phosphorus, some sulfur. Just scroll all the way across. So silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. It's actually looking pretty nice, right? Like, this looks really good. I like this. Then there's potassium, K, calcium, scandium. Then there's like a gap, but not on this. Titanium. And then after titanium comes the V, magic 23. I'm going to learn a lot of the symbols doing this, I guess. So what is V? I honestly don't know. V. Vanadium? I've never heard of vanadium till just now. Like chromium, pretty popular. It's the element that Chrome is named after. Because the browser technology Chrome's based on is just called chromium. And then a lot of other places just use that too. Fun fact. Then after GA. Gonna scroll some more. Where does it say education mode? I can't see. If you just scroll down on your thing, you'll find it. Don't worry. Like it's in your cheats menu. If you have to have the beta though. That's a essential part of it. So yeah, we need everything after GA. I think we used last time. So germanium, arsenic, whatever. Just scroll to the right. Arsenic. Oh, so this it's weird. You can see the patterns like kind of emerge and then kind of not sometimes. Then rubidium goes over here next to strontium, next to uridium, next to zirconium. I think the trick is if it's in grey, you probably won't recognize it. Like I'm no science teacher. You know, actually, this is Science of Toycat. This is your science lesson for the week. Like you can now officially you have permission to, I guess, ignore any and all science communications, because this is real science. Yeah, you can actually say at the end of the stream that you're qualified in science. You can all be doctors if you like. I've got ZR as my last one, so I need MB. Yeah, but the grey ones are all like who has heard of any of these things? You know, not me, that's for sure. Also, good to see you, Chris C. Hello. Oh, I've already done those. So rhodium, palladium. So silver is the only one I've heard of. in that little group. Like, we just got nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. Oh, we got... Okay, this element's pretty cool. Technetium, or TC, as it's known. I'm on board with that. And I guess silver's nice, you know. What about the mystery element? So the mystery element is what you get when you... so it's the solution to blocks like Netherrack. Because they're... So let me just... let me show everyone the mystery element. So if you put Netherrack and a few other blocks in there, rather than trying to explain where it comes from, they're just like... There's something mystery that makes it Netherrack. So yeah, if you reduce it down, you get mercury, oxygen, and then question mark stuff. Oh, mercury, that's nice. I wonder where that is on the table. Oh, it's number 80. Probably coming up fairly soon, I guess. Might as well have it on there. Alongside silicon and alongside... I already have silicon on there, I guess. Or I should have it on there. Alongside tin as well. Tin's a fun one. So tin actually goes right here. It's next on the list. How beautifully perfect. And then mercury is all the way down, like next to Hg. No wait, it's underneath CD. There we go. Now we save ourselves a bit of time, and we'll have the mystery block go up here. Like, what is it? I'm getting so confused. Is this a mod? Yeah, I think a lot of people, like when I see this stuff, it's like this has to be a mod, and it functionally is like a mod, honestly. But it's built into the Minecraft game itself. So I guess you have to kind of make your own value judgment on whether that is a mod or not. But it kind of is and it kind of isn't. But yeah, let's just finish off this table. It's really important to me that we have a functional table. Because then it's like real science at ToyCat, you know. Oh, and then we have to make sure we're following the table correctly. I do believe we are. It suddenly jumps a gap from 57 all the way up to 72. I'm not sure what that's all about, but like, I'm down. I wonder if there's a fast way to do this, or if I'm like doing this horribly inefficiently, or if I'm doing this like extra fast. I like to believe I'm doing that actually. So platinum, gold, and mercury. So over here goes HF. Then I grabbed a duplicate one by accident. Well, now it's all wasted. Oh wait, that's not right. I made a mistake somewhere, it seems. I went from 50... Oh, 59 doesn't go here. Yep, there's definitely a mistake here. Where do these two? Oh, these two go underneath by quite a bit. So fortunately, because I've got a gold there already, I can replace this with that. This goes all the way down, instead of being where 72 should be. Oh no, wait, that can be there. But this goes underneath by a couple of layers. So does this, because for some reason they skip. I want to learn about all these little... Again, this actually, seeing the table and like making it myself, is actually getting me curious about all the elements. Like, oh, I wonder what the deal is with that, you know? So I guess it did its job. It got me curious about science. I wasn't even the intended audience for the education edition. But I'm curious regardless, you know? I can't wait to make a periodic table on Switch. Is the education mode feature added to Bedrock Beta? Yeah, it's only in the Bedrock Beta right now, J Davis, bro. In case you're curious. Want to play around with it. So we have some thallium, some lead, some... Oh my gosh. Got a lot of stuff going on here. And there we go. See, it's so colourful, like this periodic table. Then francium goes down here, or francium. Radium, actinium. So now this column here is entirely finished. Then we skip over to the slightly radioactive ones. Only slightly radioactive. We're not in the danger zone yet. We're gonna need 101, etc. later, but it's fine. So 101, 104 is what we skip to. Ruthodium. Oh, there's a lot of blocks that I've placed, I think, without intending to. Yeah, 58, etc. Oh no, 58 through to 62. Yeah, that's just a huge gap, that's what it is. So ruthodium, hassium, minitium, darmstadtium. There's a lot of like nonsensey sounding ones here. It's all good. It's because of the element's properties. I don't know them right now though. Oh, so that I guess they group. It's like there's groups and there's periods or whatever. So I guess there's some magic to it. You know, I'm gonna learn about the elements table after this, and then I'll get back to you in some Let's Play or something, and we'll do more science at ToyCat. Or maybe if they like do an update to this, because like I don't know. But you know, this again, I'm gonna reiterate that this would be a fun thing to do. like, in some sort of classroom, right? Like, I actually would have fun, like, just goofing around being like, what's the deal with this element? Organocin. So now we have to do the last few ones here. This is our periodic table. It's looking pretty nice so far. A little bit too close to the ground, I'd say, though. So, I'll fix that. But for now, let's grab 60 through to 71. Because those all have to be added. So go find 60 on this chart. So yeah, the big difference between the in-game menu and the periodic table is this is an order of, I think, protons. Whereas, obviously, the menu, there we go, easy stuff. So this is an order of, like, whatever. So the periodic table is an order of, like, there's properties, there's stuff like that, there's an order to it. Whereas this is just listed by the number next to it, which I think is it the protons or the electrons? Like, what do the numbers mean on the periodic table? There we go. It's made up of the number of protons, not electrons. Fun fact. So yeah, the number of protons is how it's sorted. And now you know. So that's why there's number gaps or anything. We're going to fill them all in now. And then we're going to be good. So 69 to 71 is next. So I think every single number is represented on here. I'll do the checking for that. And then we need 90 through... Oh, these are some weird ones. So these, again, this is where things start to get a little bit radioactive. Like, not dangerously radioactive, but like, slightly radioactive. Okay, one more inventory, and then we've done it. We've made a full periodic table in Minecraft. And the cool thing about having a periodic table like this is now if we want to grab an element, we'll just be able to grab it from here. So we need to skip to 94, I hope. 94, 95, 96, okay. Oh no, I'm one short of... Okay, we just place it there. I'm not going to go through all that again. Oh, I didn't even need this one, as it turns out. So we'll just place there instead. Okay, look at that. We did it. Einsteinium, fermium, mendelium. And then for the final one, Lawrencium. That is a full periodic table in Minecraft. I'd say it looks beautiful, but we're missing like a few... I think you need to have the gap underneath it. I think that's like pretty important, right? So we'll just like clear this on all the sides. Make sure there's nothing under there. I'd say a good outline would be nice. Like, the background's good, but, like, it's lacking something, so... We're gonna make it nicer. You know, we have the time. So we're just gonna place all along here. Extra blocks, so it's clear there's, like, a gap or whatever. Same on this side. So, are you talking about the Chernobyl nuclear disaster? I actually went to Chernobyl, where the blast was, and... I think the funny thing about it is it was done, like, they were testing, and they just, like, a lot of their fail-safe... Like, they had a lot of safety on that. It's just all the safety failed because the people behind it were idiots. But I think the more interesting thing about Chernobyl is how the Russian, or the USSR government, like, reacted to it. Not about the whole thing itself. Anyway, we have a periodic table now. If we want to grab an element, all we need to do is, like, pick block it, which saves me a lot of time in the future now. So that's nice if you ask me. And yeah, I think in general, the science pack is pretty fun. I would really recommend it if you want to learn a bit of science. Like, again, even just tangentially, we asked some questions there, right? Like, oh, you know, what's the deal with the sorting? And then we learned, like, oh, it's based on the properties. The number in the table, it's the number of protons in the thing. And just all this sort of stuff. I thought it was fun, and maybe you did too. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed today's live stream thing. Like it if you did like it, share it if you really liked it, subscribe around here, and I uploaded a couple of videos today, so if you want to see new bedrock water or anything like that, then, I don't know, check those videos out. But for now, hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to take a nap or something, because it's kind of late. It's not actually that late, but it's late enough that I need a nap, so see you all next time. Goodbye.